You keep telling yourself, I'll do it later. But every month that you wait to start investing, it costs you thousands and thousands of dollars in future wealth. If you're an immigrant or the first in your family trying to build financial freedom, this is the video you can't afford to put off listening to. Hi, my name is Adina. I am the co-founder of Immigrant Finance, and I'm an immigration attorney and accredited financial counselor. We specialize in helping immigrants and first gens become the first investors and wealth builders in their family. So let's talk about why most immigrants delay investing and how that holds so many people back. There's so many valid reasons for this, from cultural fears, like growing up hearing that investing is not safe, it's like gambling, from family members who don't understand how the system works, not having access to financial education, which is a problem the vast majority of Americans have because they don't teach it in school, right? And also just being like first gen in frankly a broken financial system. So many people delay it, and it's not because you're lazy or you're behind. It's often just because you're trying to make a smart, informed decision, you're being cautious, and the system wasn't built for you. So it is hard to figure out how to do that, frankly. And this is exactly what we were going through when my husband now immigrated to the US from Ecuador, and we couldn't find any resources about finances and investing for immigrants. We had no idea where to start. We would go to financial advisors and they would say, we don't know how to help him. He's an immigrant. We would go to immigration lawyers. They would be like, we don't know anything about finances. So if you're the first in your family to even be thinking about investing and building generational wealth, you likely don't have some roadmap handed to you, right? Because the small amount of wealthy Americans who are just investing like because it was passed down in their family, it's a norm in their family. They've been taught by their families, and folks whose families are not from here don't get to have that. So you get to be the leader and the first one in your family to figure this out. You get to be the first to build the future legacy for that will change future generations. And and it's okay, just like let me acknowledge it's okay if you're feeling guilty for wanting these things, even if your family members have not had it. You get to be the first, and it also makes sense that you would pause, and kind of wait until you feel ready. But let's reframe it so that you can actually move toward that goal. And that's a lot of the work we do with our students in immigrant finance school, is like working on the beliefs and mindset so that you can feel empowered and confident taking that step that's going to put you and your family in a better position in the future. And so let me pose a question. Like, what if feeling ready isn't the right requirement, right? Because you're probably never going to feel ready if you're the first. What if the only thing that really mattered was making the decision to begin that journey, to learn more, to get your account open, to get started? Because the thing is, here's the truth about building wealth, and something that no one really tells people. The number one way to build wealth in the stock market, which is the most accessible, straightforward, easy way to build wealth, is time in the market for investments to grow. It's really not about like how much you're investing, it's how early you're investing so that you have time for your investments to grow. It's called compound growth. It's this magical mathematical thing that happens in investing where your money you contribute starts earning free money. That's called interest, or you might have heard of it as passive income. And then that money starts earning money, and then that money starts earning money. And it just continues to compound over time. And so that's why it costs so much money to wait to do it later, because time is the way that you're able to build your wealth through investing. So let's ground this in the numbers. I'm going to show you in a calculator why even starting with like $100 investment today could easily grow to over $100,000 over time in like let's say 30 years. So I'm going to share my screen and pull up my favorite calculator. You can just Google investment calculator and it's the first one that comes up. So we'll put this starting amount 0 because let's assume you're a new investor. Let's look at what happens over 30 years. Let's say you're building this for generational wealth to pass down to children or to have more security in retirement, whatever it is, right? For the return rate, this is also known as the interest rate. It's like the rate at which your money grows for free in the stock market. I like to put 8% for doing these calculations. It's a kind of like conservative estimate what you can expect in broad-based investing across many companies. For example, like if you're investing in the total stock market and index funds or ETFs or other types of index funds of many companies pooled together, which is a way to reduce the risk, right? It's called diversification. You're diversifying so that you don't have one company's um, performance impacting you so much. It's the whole market that you're investing in. And we know over the past 100 years, when you look at the whole US stock market, it has grown at a rate on average every year between 7 to 12%, which is very, very high. So 8 is kind of a conservative estimate average within that 7 to 12% range. That's why I put that. And it's going to be compounding continuously. It's going to be constantly, the interest will be earning interest and that will be earning interest and growing. And so let's look at what happens if we put in $100 at the end of each month. What happens? It turns out you end up getting almost $150,000 from that $100 each month. Um, Contributions, that's the $100 you put in every month, right? That so you're only putting in 36,000 over those 30 years, but you have made $113,847 in free money. That's from your interest that's been growing. And so you've made way more money than you've put in, right? And that's how you can end up with about $150,000 from investing $100 a month. Now look what happens if you increase that. Let's say that you pick up a side hustle so that you can reach your goals faster, you can invest more. Let's say you're able to do $500 a month. So work toward that. That is now resulting over 30 years in about $750,000. That's $750,000. You've put in from that 500 a month a total of 180K, and you end up getting over $500,000 in free money from that. You see how that works? So it's really that time that is allowing that to grow. I always love looking at the calculator because it really breaks it down. And so how you can start investing today, even if you don't feel ready, is the main thing is the mindset, working on the mindset where you frame, letting yourself believe it is possible for you. And I can tell you, we have worked with hundreds and hundreds of immigrants, including ITIN holders over the years, who have successfully started investing with our support immigrant finance school. And they now are having those calculator types of returns growing every single month. So, no, it definitely is possible. You can do it even without immigration status as long as you have an ITIN, if you don't have a social security number. And you could do things like focusing on your why, right? So I have a blog linked below where we give some tips on how you can work through this. One of them is focusing on your why. For most people, it's not just to like get rich, right? It's because of their values. It's because they care about their family. They care about having stability for future children or current children. They want to feel secure and safe. They want to have breathing room. Like let whatever that why is for you guide you. And again, for a lot of our students, it's their family that's motivating them, which is really a beautiful way to be building wealth that is also going to benefit your family going forward, right? And go ahead and like get that account open, make sure you're doing it safely with proper guidance. If you need support, reach out to us. Immigrant Finance School is the place to get all of the step-by-step instructions how to do all of this. We work with you for a 90-day period to get you up and running, investing, building your financial plan, and getting on track for wealth building. And then also, think about automating, right? So in order to get those calculator returns, like it does need to be monthly. It doesn't matter so much how much it is monthly. It could be $50 a month, $100 a month, $200 a month, whatever you're able to start with. You can always increase it, but you want to set up the automation in the investment account so that it just happens automatically. You don't forget how to do forget to do it, and then that's how you get the calculator returns running. And then finally, just remember like you're not behind. Like it's always better to just start whenever you can. Don't worry about the past. Like you are gonna make such a difference for your future. Your future self is gonna thank you. Future generations are gonna thank you if you just start now. And so it's really about reclaiming your power, being that leader in your family to be the first, and modeling wealth for future generations, right? And being the turning point, right? Believing that you're allowed to do things differently than your family did, believing that you are allowed to invest before you feel like ready, and just know, like, again, you are the turning point. You're the one that gets to change the generational family legacy going forward. If you're ready to get started, learn how to invest today, join us in Immigrant Finance School. That's our signature program designed specifically for immigrants who want to become investors and build their wealth plans with clarity, with support, with safety, and community. So you can check out more at immigrantfinanceschool.com. And if you have any questions, just reach out to us. You can send us a message on Instagram at immigrant.finance or email us at hello@immigrantfinance.com. Thank you so much for listening, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care.